Guys, this is DIY Harley, or do-it-yourself Harley. And what I want to show in this video is how to polarize your generator. Some of you have most likely just replaced your generator, or having charging system problems, or anything like that. Well, so you hop on your bike after you install your new generator, you plug up your connections, you think everything's gravy, but something's not quite right. Your battery is dying. Well, there's a common problem for that. It's a fairly common issue, is on generators, they have to be polarized. And what I mean by polarized is that there's two terminals on your generator. Let me move this cable out the way here. And one will be the letter A, which stands for armature, and the other one will be a field terminal. Usually the one on the left will be an armature terminal, and the one on the right will be a field terminal. And one or the other will go to, of course, your rectifier. And in this case, I have a mechanical rectifier. So, with that being said, with the most typical Harley manuals and things like that, and of course with just even on old tractors, things like that, you always have to polarize them. Not always in that it is that, not always, that's not always the case. Now, you can have what they call a solid state regulator, which a solid state regulator sometimes you'll find on the end in here, and it'll be an attachment piece. It bolts right on. You hook your wires, boom, boom, blah, blah, things like that. And it's basically the rectifier is built onto the generator itself, and you'll never have to polarize them. They're automatically polarized by the solid state. Now, some of you are going to have an external solid state, which will be mounted. It could be here, like on mine, because it's a custom bike. It could be under the seat. It could be pretty much anywhere on the bike. Now, even with a solid state regulator, you can still polarize your generator if you think that may still be the problem. Okay, so when polarizing your generator, it's very, very, very simple. Meaning you can strip a wire, pretty decent gauge wire, nothing too spectacular. I think this is like maybe a 14 gauge, something like that. No, it says 18 gauge. Okay, well, 18 gauge wire. So this particular wire, we're just going to hook up to the positive of the battery. And I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. I'm going to pause the video here and do that, and I'll come right back and show y'all. Okay, so now I'm back, and what I have done is I have just basically just twisted it on my positive cable. Now some of you goes, I got alligator clips, things like that. Go for it. Hook you an alligator clip on there, and you can jump it this way. Now, one other thing is, it's very important to have your bike, of course, off. Have your bike officially turned off, and you got to have your start button turned off. Mine is in the off position, of course, and that's how you have to do it. Okay. Now you do want to have the negative hooked up, despite of what some other people say and things like that. You've got to have the negative terminal hooked up on your battery. That's how you complete the whole polarization process. Okay. And on top of that, guys, very important, you must have a fully charged battery. So, like I said, go down to your local Napa or auto parts dealer, buy you a little multimeter, and make sure your battery is fully charged. Typically, your battery is fully charged if the bike starts and cranks, plus or minus, whatever. It's not too critical, but it is critical to have energy in the battery, of course. And so basically what you do is, with your little jumper wire, could be anything, like I said, it doesn't really matter, hook it to the positive on your battery, and then you come over here to your generator armatures, and you want to typically touch it to the left, which is the armature terminal, not the field terminal, because that's connected to the rectifier, which I believe I said that correctly. And the reason why you want to connect it to the armature terminal is, well, first of all, Harley says to. And that's typically the way it's done. Now, I know some of you are going to go, well, you're supposed to lightly tap the field terminal to polarize it, and you're supposed to hold for 5 seconds on the armature terminal, and that'll give it a proper thing. No, no, no. You cannot believe everything, okay? And like I said, that is not true. You can seriously mess up some things, and it's been proven. I've done it, okay? So there's only, like I said, the only way to do it is to touch the armature terminal, which is just a slight tap. Bingo. And that's it. That's all she wrote. Give it a good blink. That basically, the rectifier will make a little bit of noise. Usually, if you have a mechanical rectifier. Now, solid state regulator. That's a rectifier. Regulator, not rectifier. Regulator, rectifier, all that good stuff, whatever you want to call it. There's two names which is commonly referred to, the rectifier and regulator, things like that. Whichever one you choose to call it. I was trying to keep with the same terminology so it would confuse people in this video, but give it a little tap, boom, done. Mechanical, solid state, or anything like that. It won't hurt your solid state, and it won't hurt your rectifier. Now, if you're sitting in there holding it, making that connection, and just holding it forever and a day, you're going to cause yourself some issues. You can do this as many times as you want, as many times as you disconnect your battery and things like that. If you disconnect your battery, most likely you're going to have to repolarize. It doesn't hurt, takes 5 seconds, boom, done. But definitely do not touch it to the field terminal. If you do, it's not necessarily going to hurt anything, but you do want to, you want to prevent from trying to hurt anything. You just bought yourself a new generator, or you just bought yourself a new rectifier, and all that good stuff. You really don't want to mess things up. So, with that, guys, that's how to polarize your Harley-Davidson generator. Now, you can buy a quick, simple conversion kit, which allows you to put an alternator on there, and that'll solve a lot of your problems. But they're very expensive. On my particular bike, it could be anybody's bike actually, that has the 1000 sports motor in it. The full conversion kit, which comes with the rectifier or regulator, basically, and the alternator, it can run you anywhere from $200, $300, $400, $500, depending on the type you get and how much voltage you want, things like that. And it does vary. JP Cycles is a good place where you can get them. eBay. Hell, I've even found some on Craigslist. People selling them and getting rid of them because they're going back to the old generator style, which is a tried and proven style of charging your bike. So with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. And if you have any questions or comments, just leave it in the comment section below, and I will try to answer them as best as I can. So with that, this is DIY Harley, and I will see you next time.